Welcome to this demonstration of the Uptime Monitor. Uptime Monitor is a simple program that does one thing. It continuously tests your internet connection to see if it's working. Let's start the program. The program tests continuously and shows the status of both your internet connection and your local connection to your router. There are no complicated settings required, no setup. Just install and run the program. It immediately begins testing. You can switch between this detailed view or a compact view that just shows the network status. Uptime Monitor uses 3 high-performance public servers to see if your connection is working. Right now we're testing against Google, Level 3, and Cloudflare. Over here it shows the response time in milliseconds that it takes for each server to reply, and you can see the lights blink amber as each server is tested. As long as at least one of the servers is responding, we know your connection is working. If any failures occur, the Uptime Monitor records the start time and duration of the failures in a log file. We're going to simulate a failure of the connection by removing the internet cable from our router. We see that there's an internet failure, but we know that the local network is okay because we tested the router separately and got a response. The program immediately tests all the servers to see if the failure is in the connection or just one server, and the alarm you heard tells us that a failure has occurred and that it's been logged. The failure could be of any length, and Uptime Monitor will record both the start time and the length of the failure. We're going to connect our router again. It takes a moment to reestablish the connection. Uptime Monitor detects that the connection is restored, and it goes on again checking all 3 servers. We're seeing at what time the last failure occurred, the total length of time that the program has been running, how long it's been since the last failure, and the length of the last failure. The failure is recorded in the log file. You can click to view the log. The log is a plain text file that you can open outside of Uptime Monitor. You can read, edit, or print the file, and you can share it with your internet provider to show exactly what problems you've had. Here you see that the failure started at 4:43:57 p.m. and it was 4 minutes and 44 seconds long. We can also see that the local area network was okay because the router responded, in fact in 0 milliseconds. That's actually typical. This proves that the failure was in the internet connection and not in your local network or Wi-Fi. We're going to do another failure, but this time we'll disconnect our local network cable. The status shows that the local network has failed. Of course, that also means the internet connection isn't available. The failure will be recorded as soon as it hits 5 seconds because that's the length we've set as the trigger. We reconnect the cable, and you hear the sound immediately indicating that we are reconnected, and the length of the failure is recorded. Here's the log view, and we can see that in this second failure, the LAN failed. There was no router response. So you know where the problem was. Uptime Monitor will work for you as installed without any special setup, but it does have a number of settings that give you some ability to configure the program so that it works the best for you. We'll click Change Settings, and here's the settings form. You can choose whether the program starts with Windows automatically. You can choose whether the program starts with the main form showing, as we just did, or that it starts minimized in the system tray so you only see the main form. If there's a failure, the form would pop up. You can change the test interval as well, however long you want to wait for the servers to respond. If you have a very slow internet connection, you might be on satellite or dial-up or in a remote area, you can adjust the ping response wait for something that's more realistic for your slower connection. It's possible to change the target servers, but we recommend staying with the default servers. They're very high performance global networks and they're very reliable. You have settings for the alerts and logs. You can choose whether the program form will pop up from the tray when there's a failure. You may want it to just stay hidden for silent monitoring. You can set how long a failure has to be before it's logged. You can set the location of the log files. You can select the failure alert sound from a number of choices, or you can choose any sound file you may have on your computer. You can choose the reconnect sound in the same way. There's an extensive help file built in that tells how the program works and explains all the settings. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. We'd be happy to answer them. You can email us at info@netuptimemonitor.com. We'll be glad to help you. Thanks for watching.